everyone. Good morning and happy summer to all of you who are on your summer break. This is part of our new summer series. So go ahead, grab your sunglasses, maybe get outside and sit in a hammock and let's hang out. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. All right, everybody. I am so happy. I feel like summertime is really my favorite season of all. I love that everything is full of life and we've got colors on all the trees and on everyone's lawn and all of those things. But my summer self is like my happiest self. So I am super pumped. So today, this is kind of the launch of our kind of new format. So this is going to take the place of Wind Down Wednesday that we did all winter and spring, and to celebrate summertime and the fact that many of us, not all of us, but many of us have a little bit more flexibility during the day. We wanted to meet up on Tuesday mornings at 10 for just a little time out. So very, very excited for that. So you can set your calendar for every Tuesday, all June, all July. Very, very pumped. Today we're going to be talking about maximizing our summer. So it's like, again, my favorite season, so something I love to talk about. But first, I have to give us a few quick announcements because, oh my goodness, here at the IRC, we have so much going on right now. It's exciting. We've got a lot of really cool opportunities coming up. So I want to share with y'all first that IRC's EmpowerCon is happening this summer and registration is now live. I'm going to say, please register now because the numbers are climbing and we do have to cap it just due to the size of the venues. So if you haven't registered already, please make sure you register. We've got a lot of really great things. And I'm going to see if I can drop the registration link here in the chat. Y'all know I'm kind of trying to figure all of this linking stuff out, but it looks like I've got it there. So if you are joining us on YouTube or on Facebook, those links will appear in the comments. So we have that happening. So it is like a one-day conference. It's a mini conference with all of the IRC specialists. And we're going to have breakouts. It's going to be so much fun and kind of just like a more chill vibe. So you can dress down, you can walk around with your shades on if you want. But we're going to be talking about all things serving multilingual students. So this is a free event. That's the other thing. This is a really nice free opportunity to get some great professional learning and just to meet up and network with other folks who are in our same shoes. I know I always talk about how the role of serving multilingual students sometimes is very isolating and it's a lonely role, or it can be a lonely role. So this would be an excellent opportunity to join and meet up with other folks who are doing this work and serving multilingual students as well. But we're offering, it's the same content, the same conference. We're just making it available twice so that we can hit different kind of parts of the Chicagoland area. Hopefully next year we can even do a Central Illinois and a Southern Illinois location as well. But for this summer, we are doing a Northern Suburbs location at National Lewis in Wheeling, which is so exciting. And then our other location is Moraine Valley Community College in Palos Hills. So all of that information is found in those links along with a little FAQ. But like, this would be a great time to email a teammate, a colleague, a coworker and say, hey, do you want to come to this with me? We're going to have fun. We're going to have fun. We're going to take selfies. We're going to get our learn on. We're going to have raffles. Like, all the good things, all the good things. And again, just kind of a different vibe. It's not going to be like a stuffy conference. It's just going to be fun and energizing. So we're really excited for that. So that's going on this summer. That's happening mid-July. So I believe the 18th and the 20th are those two dates. But again, all of the information can be found on our website. So very much excited for that. I also want to share with you that I am doing a book study. It is a free virtual book study on my book, Moving Beyond for Multilingual Learners. This again is a free book study, and there's 3 dates. So you would order your book ahead of time, and then we would come together. There's 3 dates in July in the morning. It's virtual, where we would come together and discuss and reflect and make action plans and share and debrief and all of those things. So there are going to be 3 separate 1-hour sessions that are all virtual. So I would love to see you there for that. I will link that information in the comments as well. So if you are joining us on Facebook or YouTube this morning, you can see those. And then the final one I want to share with you is the Multilingual Team Summit. So the Team Summit is happening August 4th. So this is something that I offered last summer. And we had so much fun. It was a great time. So if you have a multilingual department, either in your district level or in your building, this would be a great time to come together as a department, as a team. You have to have at least 2 folks to be considered a team, because we're going to be working through a whole lot of ideas on team bonding and coming together, team building and identifying our strengths and our leadership styles and all of those things. And then we're going to talk about team branding, how we're going to make an impact in our space by our messaging, by our communication, by what we're sharing with folks, by how we arrive and show up in spaces in our school community. So all that and more coming up at the Multilingual Team Summit. So I will link that in the chat. And I think those are all of my announcements. But I definitely encourage you to make sure that you're following us on all social media platforms so that you don't miss any of our great virtual workshops, in-person workshops. There's a lot of really great things happening this summer. I know my colleague, Michelle Yanong, who we all know and love, she is offering a really exciting in-person session at the IRC in Arlington Heights. So want to sign up for that because that's going to be really good. But I absolutely love and really admire all of my colleagues and teammates because they just have so much expertise and knowledge and wisdom. And so I'm going to be like fangirling over my colleagues all summer. But really, there's a lot of really cool things happening. So make sure that you are following us on all social media platforms. We also have a survey going on that we've posted a few times that would just kind of help us in terms of our marketing and things like that. So if you haven't already, please take the time to check that out and send in your feedback. You can also DM us anytime. We would love to chat with y'all. But today, I really want to talk about this because I know many of us have started our summer break. And I almost want to say like summer break in like air quotes, because for many of us, we don't really get a break. We don't really get a full break. Oh, Erika said, what is the book title? So the book title is Moving Beyond for Multilingual Learners. And this is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You can also pick it up on a few like online like smaller shops too. So I'll try to, maybe what I'll do is I'll compile like a list of places where you can order it. If you are doing more than 10 copies, so if you have like a department who is saying like, oh no, we should all do this and all sign up together. If you want to order 10 or more copies, if you go through my publisher, you can get a bulk discount. So I'll make sure I link all of that and I'll drop it in the comments probably this afternoon. But yeah, it's available online. So it'll be fun. So hopefully we have lots of folks joining us because that way we can have lots of cool discussions. So this summer, I'm very, very pumped. I'm so excited. A lot going on at the IRC. But, we call it a summer break. We know it's not always a break for many of us. Um, and I don't know. I feel like there was a period of time where I would be like waiting and waiting and waiting for summertime because I really wanted to have more time with my own kids at home. Or I really wanted to start a big project like updating our family photo albums or like tackle organizing the garage or like flipping over my closet or something like that. Um, and then I would get to summer and then I would be so frustrated because it like goes by so quickly, like in the blink of an eye. Or I try to pack so much into the summer that I just feel so stressed out. And then the time that I'm supposed to be using to recharge and reinvigorate, I don't get to do that. So I want us to really think ahead because now it's the beginning of the summer, hopefully for for everybody. I know some districts are still going. Um, we're sending you all the good vibes. But I really wanted to talk about this because I feel like we don't really have these conversations. Like we're like, yay, summer, but then summer happens and we're like, right? So a lot of us have like a side hustle or another job that we are working all summer. A lot of us are doing summer school. Excuse me. A lot of us work in like the service industry, just so that we can enhance our salaries just a little bit, which is a whole other workshop, a whole other conversation. But the other thing I think we do too is for those of us who are caregivers, either parents, family members, or caregivers in any way, shape, or form, is we try to load up all of our appointments into the summer. So like we take care of all of our appointments. I know I've got my doctor appointment and I've got my dentist appointment happening this summer. I've got my kids' physicals, sports physicals, dental visits, other appointments. Those are all scheduled over the summer too. I try to pack in all of those things. I start projects. The other thing is, again, if you're a caregiver of any sort, our the kids in our care have all these different activities many times. And so we are like, okay, I'm gonna relax this summer. It's gonna be so great. I'm just gonna take it easy. But then we're in our car every 5 minutes taking different, young people to different activities. And that's not that's not very relaxing, especially if you're like me. My kids are not always easy to get out the door and like have all their things ready and all of those things. So it adds up to making it like a stressful summer. And so I want us to be so proactive in giving ourselves the summers we all deserve, and think about how we can kind of stretch out and maximize our summer. So again, if you're like me, you might have a list of things that you want to accomplish, like bigger projects. So I would invite you, if you can right now, to make a list of some of those projects that you are hoping to accomplish. And I also want you to like give yourself maybe a timeline. Like this would be a great week to work on this, or like I want to make sure I finish this by, July 15th so that I can just relax the rest of the summer, whatever those things might be. So make that list of your projects, things that you want to tackle that might be a little more involved. See if you can also recruit like a buddy, because again, when we have summertime, we're like, oh, I really need to like reinvest in my relationships, like with like social relationships. So see if you can team up with a buddy and say, hey, I really need to go through this closet. Do you want to come over and we can have some snacks and catch up? And you can help me with this project. And then I can help you, paint your living room or whatever it is, because everyone's got, 86 projects on their minds always. But then that way, you're getting that social interaction, you're catching up with the folks that we love in our life, and you're getting that project done. That way it's also on the calendar and it gets done. So that is something that might work for you. It might not, but you can try that. The other thing is, when we're looking again at like all of the appointments, like all the things that we have to schedule, get those scheduled as soon as you can. I remember there were like 3 years in a row, and I had such bad mom guilt over it because I was like, oh my goodness, I waited too long to try to get my kids, in for their physicals for school. And then there were no appointments available. And I was like, oh no. So again, I had extreme mom guilt over that. But it's a friendly reminder for you to check in on all those things. Make sure that those are scheduled for the summer. But again, some of those things, book up really quickly. We have to kind of get ahead of it. And okay. And then when we're talking about like, taking care of the kids in our life and making sure that they get to all of their activities and sports and clubs and things like that over the summer, think about ways to maximize your drive, like your commute with your kids or once they're dropped off and you're on your way home. Is there like a book on tape that you have been like dying to get to? Like use that drive when your kids aren't in the car with you to take that on and have those like 5 minutes or 10 minutes of uninterrupted time to give yourself like, okay, I'm going to listen to my book on tape. I always have like 2 different piles of books that I always like to read during the summer. One is like professional books, professional reads. And then the other is just like reading for fun. So I always keep those 2 piles going, and I try to alternate between books as like a little treat to myself. I also know a lot of folks who do like, I'm going to do 10 minutes of this type of reading and 10 minutes of this type of reading. That way they're getting both. But if reading is not on your list of like things that you want to do this summer, like don't make a list that's not authentic to what you want for yourself this summer. But yeah, think about ways that you can kind of maximize that drive if you are shuffling folks back and forth to different activities. Excuse me, my allergies are so bad. Did anyone else wake up with bad allergies? Oh my goodness. So I had to like stop and grab some new allergy medicine because all of my allergy things were drowsy. Like, I don't remember, whatever ingredient makes you sleepy. So I was like, oh no, I can't do that. I've got to work. So we talked about like there are 2 piles of books. We talked about, we talked about all the professional learning happening at the IRC. I also want to give an additional plug to EmpowerCon because I know a lot of us use summertime to like get some professional learning so that way we can get it logged all, into our system on the ISB website. EmpowerCon gives you 5 hours in one day. And it'll be fun. So if you need professional learning hours for your like recertification, you get 5 for free. So I would again encourage you to register for EmpowerCon because that's gonna be fun. Okay. What else? Oh, the other thing. I want you to look now at your August calendar. And that might sound like, Carly, I don't even want to touch it. I don't even want to look at it. I want to put it out of my mind for a little bit. And I get it because I'm kind of the same way. But I would encourage you to look at your August calendar now and see like, all right, what's happening in my own family? When do their dates start back up for school or other activities, things like that. But like identify all of the professional learning that you have to like, do for your kind of back to school season for your district. Get all of that marked on your calendar. I don't know if you're like me. I had severe anxiety during the month of August. I would have dreams like every single night of going back to school and like just the most wild scenarios in my head of like something that goes wrong. Like I had a dream that I was prepping my classroom and getting my classroom ready to go for the school year and bring back all my 3rd graders. And my dream was that I looked on the ceiling tiles above my room, and there was like a family of dogs living there. There was like a mama dog with all of her puppies. I foster puppies, so I think my worlds were just colliding in that dream. But I remember just waking up and feeling so anxious, like, how am I going to make sure that I'm getting my room set up, but that these dogs are like safe and cared for, and fed and all of these things. And who do I need to contact to, make sure everyone knows that these dogs are there? And it was just wild. So I had awful anxiety every August. So knowing that, I want to be super proactive so that I'm like giving myself room to breathe and enjoy those last days of summer. So I would look at the calendar, I would block off days like I am unavailable to do anything. I am just going to be, maybe going and sitting by water somewhere. I'm going to sit by a lake and bring a book. I'm going to go shopping with my sisters. I'm going to do something so that I have things that are like relaxing and reinvigorating to me, for myself, so that when I do have to go back and start, attending all those professional learning sessions with my school and with my district and my team, I do have a little bit more of like recharge time. I would also encourage you to start looking ahead at like social engagements that month too. Like, who are those people in your life that really help you feel happy, that kind of pour into you, that inspire you, that give you energy, and arrange time to spend with those people. Because if you do have that August anxiety, it's important to just identify it and then be as proactive as we can. Even if we have like things to look forward to in our calendar in August, we might not like all of, planning fun things or blocking off time and space to do whatever we want. It might not give us all the relief that we need. But you might be really thankful to have that time already like kind of blocked out so that it holds, like it stays sacred, and that you honor it. So yeah. So I'm so curious if you have ways that you maximize your summer. I love to be by water as much as possible. Like that. I don't know, like, is that a thing? Like a water sign? I don't know what any of that means. I hear people say it sometimes, and I'm like, oh, maybe that's me. Is that related to zodiacs? I don't know. I should Google it. um, but I love being by water, so I want to make sure during the summer I get a lot of time by the water. So I might call my dad and schedule some time to go fishing with him so we can sit by a lake and catch up and talk and hopefully catch some fish. But yeah, so just kind of thinking ahead to how am I going to make sure that I maximize my summer, that I give myself the time to breathe and rest and relax and recharge. Also, maybe tackle a few of those projects that are on my list. Maybe invest some time in professional learning if that's something that I need to do for myself. I know a lot of us switch positions from year to year. So that might be something like, you want to invest some time in professional learning or reading some professional books, things like that. But it is already 10:25, so I will go ahead and kind of close us out. But if you're catching the replay as well, we would love to hear what are your thoughts and ideas of how you're maximizing your summer. What are your summer plans? Do you have an additional role that you fill during the summer? Are you doing summer school? Let us know. Let us know your summer plans. And again, hopefully we'll see you guys all at EmpowerCon in July. But I will be back next week with another Timeout Tuesday at 10, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. The sun is out. It's nice and warm. All right. Take care, everyone. See you next week.